This is Major. Uh, Today, I'd like to speak about something different. I know everyone says I speak about Ethereum all the time, but today I want to speak about Ripple and some news and information that uh, some partners and I were having a discussion about our Ripple holdings and our portfolio in Ripple, and I'd like to discuss that with you. The main thing that came up is that the Swift system that Ripple's really was going after the Swift system in regards to trying to really get a lot of the banks that use the Swift system. For those who don't understand what Swift is, it's a messaging system that banks use interbank. It's not something that the public really uses. It's the how banks communicate and transmit value uh, between banks. And it's the main system. Let's just put it like that. And that's the market that Ripple and even them to some extent is trying to go after. And what took place is uh, Swift, recognizing this threat, said, well, we're going to create our own blockchain and do our own system. Okay, let's deal with facts. Has Swift confirmed that they're working on their own blockchain? Yes. Have they said that they've even came out and said it's their first trials have already been completed? Yes. But as far as my belief, now this is just now those are the facts. Swift does have it. They've done it. Do I really see them going the way that Ripple is going? Because now you're just okay. Two companies can do the same thing, but now it's a matter of uh, really how they plan to implement that process. What Ripple is doing is going after an aggressive price model. So Ripple is making it so inexpensive for banks to use this system, to use their system, that I don't really see a legacy system like Swift. Swift is over 40 something years old. They've been getting away with charging huge fees. So their pricing model, they would have to really just totally change their pricing model. And that's what I don't see them doing, especially no time soon. I see this situation as more of a signal that, hey, banks, don't leave, because Ripple might have signed up maybe 20, 30 banks worldwide. Swift has thousands of banks worldwide in hundreds of companies in hundreds of countries worldwide. So the way how I know corporate America works is that when they already have something that is, especially and they've already gotten fat off of a system where they've just been making money hand over fist, for them to really say, hey, we're going to change that model in a year, 2 years, 3 years to compete with some young upstart, even though they recognize the potential threat, they usually look at it and say, this this is a peon compared to us. The old David Goliath situation. And I think that's what they look at it. Prime example. Let me give you an example. Blockbuster saw the threat of Netflix. Blockbuster did their own streaming service, but they didn't take it seriously. They didn't really, because they were so already invested in a previous model and making so much money with that previous model that to really, why give up all this money that we're making and we've been making for years to go after this little guy? How much? What are they making? A couple of dollars. So the way I know corporate America works. So yeah, CEOs, they have the meeting and they say, okay, yeah, some guy in that company, in the Swift company, is like, this is gonna kill us. We need to do this. So to shut him or her up, they said, okay, yeah, go ahead. Take a couple of dollars. Here's a budget. Go and develop your blockchain thing, and let's see what you can do. And okay, he or she went, developed it, and it came back, and it's like, look here, we've got it. And they're gonna say, oh, yeah, that looks good, and people who are in corporate America who are watching, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're gonna say, yeah, because they're looking at their bonuses, they're looking at their paycheck. Like, I don't want to be the one to sign off on radically changing this if it blows up in my face. So am I really going to just turn this tanker around because of Ripple? Who knows Ripple? You go to most banks in the world, and I just came back from a big banking conference, and they've heard of blockchain, they've heard of this block fintech, but they don't even know Ripple. Who's Ripple? So my point is, yes, it's happening, but I personally, I don't see it as something that we should really worry about right now. I think, just like the taxi service said, Uber, who's a Uber? That's what these guys do. They say, Uber, what's that? Uber, schmoober, who cares? We're making money. That's it. And until the day comes that they're just hit, they might, dance with it and experiment with it on the fringes. But for them to really aggressively attack this new model, that would mean them losing, to them in their mind, they would be losing all of this money that they've been making. So they would just have to voluntarily say, I'm giving up all this money to go after something that is yet to really be proven. See, to us, Ripple is nothing but upside. So, Uber was nothing but upside. Netflix was nothing but upside, because there is nothing that they were giving up. They didn't have billions in profits that they were looking at giving up. See, that's the thing. There's a difference between recognizing it, saying, okay, we're not giving up these profits. We're moving into the direction where all the profits are going to come. That's not how big business thinks. So I'm saying, and in the Ripple ecosystem, because I see a lot more upside for it if they're able to convince more banks. If they're able to convince more and more banks and severely undercut the SWIFT system, I think, this is not something that will be truly detrimental to Ripple right now, or even for the next 2 to 3 years. I don't think they're going to take us seriously. I think they're going to, do what big businesses do. Always underestimate the underdog. So let me know what you think. If you agree with the analysis, if not, also let me know what you think. All right, have a great day.